All right, so all eyes are on New York, where the world leaders will, of course, converge for the United Nations General Assembly session. And WION, of course, is in Washington, D.C. right now. It is tracking all the developments. It is decoding India's global ties and also the upcoming visit of the Indian Prime Minister to the United States of America and much more, and also the importance of the very first in-person Quad meeting. Our principal diplomatic correspondent now explains Prime Minister Modi's agenda and also the expectations that one can have from the high-level meetings that are slated over the course of this week.
WION USA Direct from Washington, D.C. with Siddhant Sibal.
The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit is something that is the key focus. When he will be here, he will be having three bilaterals with the Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison, with the Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga, and with the US President Joe Biden. Then, of course, the Quad meeting, which is being talked about, billed as one of the big summits, part of the new format of the trilateral and quadrilateral engagements globally. But largely when it comes to outcomes, that is something that is being talked about. The outcome of the virtual meeting that took place on 12th of March was the Quad COVID vaccine initiative, under which the American vaccines will be manufactured in India with logistical and financial support from the Japanese and the Australians. But when it comes to his engagements in New York, it is the UNGA address. This is the fourth time he's going to address the UNGA. The last was last year, that was virtually, and he talked about UN reforms, and expectedly in this year's summit as well, he's going to talk about UN reforms, about climate change, about the COVID crisis, about how things can be taken forward in a very fast changing world. Of course, there can be references on Afghanistan as well. That is the key focus during various meetings. He was at the SCO meeting last week. He participated virtually at the hybrid summit and talked about Afghanistan. There was a special session on Afghanistan, the outreach session, but nonetheless this week will be about celebration of India-US relationship, a relationship that has evolved in a big way in terms of the various administrations. From Obama administration to the Trump administration, now to Biden administration. And the visit of the Indian Prime Minister very early on in the Biden administration shows how close the relationship has come.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.